Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so have you ever felt like you're just living on autopilot? Like you're just reacting to the world around you? Well, today we're going to dive into a step-by-step blueprint from our source material that actually shifts you from being a passive observer of your life into an active architect.
Now, to kick things off, we really need to zoom out for a second. We all want more success, more confidence, and a lot more freedom, but almost no one stops to ask a really foundational question. What actually is reality? I know, it sounds kind of like a philosophical riddle, right? But honestly, it's incredibly practical. Because if you don't understand how your current reality is created in the first place, you're going to endlessly struggle to create a new one. I mean, you can't fix an engine if you don't know how it runs.
See, most of us just assume reality is, well, stuff happening to us. The weather, the economy, getting stuck in a sudden traffic jam. But the truth is, reality is actually how we interpret what happens. If you don't catch on to the fact that your interpretations are what actively shape your world, rather than just the external events themselves, you're always going to feel powerless. All right, so here's our roadmap for today. We're going to hit 5 proven steps to construct your ideal reality: shifting your perception, defining your vision, changing your daily thoughts, taking action first, and finally, using consistent repetition to lock it all in.
Let's jump right into Pillar 1, shift perception.
To actually shift your perception, you gotta realize that your beliefs and expectations fundamentally shape the physical world you see. Think about an everyday annoyance, like being stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic. Person A grips the steering wheel, they're furious, feeling totally trapped and basically ruining their whole morning. But then you have person B sitting in the exact same line of cars, but they just relax, maybe put on an explainer just like this one, and actually enjoy a quiet commute. Same exact stretch of road, right? But the internal stories they tell themselves create literally 2 completely different realities. Your perception is the lens through which your life is built.
Moving right along to Pillar 2, define vision.
Now that you know your perception is the key, you have to aim it somewhere. But here's the trap we almost all fall into. Most people only really know what they want to avoid. Things like stress, failure, or disappointment. But as our source points out, clarity is the starting point of transformation. You literally can't build a house without a blueprint, and you definitely can't build a new reality without getting highly specific about the exact kind of person you want to become and the very specific life you want to build. So we've got to stop fixating on the negative and start clearly defining specific everyday goals. Instead of some vague avoidance goal like, I just don't want to be stressed, flip that into a specific, exciting vision. Tell yourself, I want to be a patient parent when my kids are taking way too long to get ready for school. Or I want a structured morning routine where I literally just sit with my coffee for 10 minutes before I even look at my phone. These represent your ideal reality in real, tangible, actionable terms.
That brings us to Pillar 3, change thoughts.
Okay, so your vision is set. Now you've got to actively shift what's running through your head every day. Why? Because your thoughts are literally the steering wheel for your actions. It's a very clear progression. Feed your mind empowering ideas and your daily actions will change, which absolutely improves your results. If you're sitting at work constantly thinking, oh man, I'm going to mess up this presentation, your behavior will show it. You'll speak quietly, you'll avoid eye contact. You've got to purposefully feed your mind empowering ideas instead, so your physical actions can follow suit.
Seriously, this is a concept you might want to write down. The quality of your thinking affects the quality of your life. Changing your thoughts isn't just about forcing positive vibes all the time or ignoring the hard stuff. It's an actual structural requirement for reality design. Your thoughts directly govern the everyday actions you take, and those actions literally build your life.
All right, on to Pillar 4, act first. This is where the rubber really meets the road, because waiting around to feel confident before you do something, it's a massive trap. The average approach is to just wait for motivation to magically strike before going to the gym or waiting to feel brave before speaking up in a meeting. And the result? You never act. Successful folks, they completely flip this on its head. They take action first, even when they're scared or exhausted. The confidence catches up later. So how does this actually look in real life? If you want to become a disciplined person or a confident person, you have to practice those traits today. Your identity isn't something you're just born with. It's shaped by repeated actions. You take the action today. You raise your hand in that meeting, even if your voice is shaking. Then you do it again, building the habit. Only then do you finally feel the confidence. You essentially act like the person you want to become first.
And finally, we've arrived at Pillar 5, consistent repetition. Listen, there's no magic switch for human nature. Real, profound change simply doesn't happen overnight. Reality shifts through repetition. The life you want to live is rarely the result of one giant dramatic leap. It is almost always the result of very mundane, simple actions. Small daily habits and consistent choices that are repeated long enough to permanently alter your environment. Just look at how this compounds over time. Day one is really just making a simple new choice, like choosing to pack a healthier lunch or deciding to read 10 pages of a book before bed instead of doom scrolling on your phone. By week 3, that choice is forming into an automatic daily habit. It takes way less willpower. And by month 6, boom, those tiny repeated actions have compounded into your completely new normal. Your reality has fundamentally transformed, all from small, repetitive, everyday choices.
So, to wrap up this explainer, understand that your perception shapes reality. Define a crystal clear, highly specific vision of what you want. Actively change your daily thinking to empower yourself. Take action first, letting the confidence follow, and stay consistent with the small habits. Your reality isn't created in a single random moment. It is being meticulously constructed every single day through these 5 core pillars.
Which brings us right to the final, and really the most important question. Knowing that you hold this exact blueprint in your hands right now, and knowing that your everyday choices are actively constructing your future, what specific reality are you going to choose to build today? The design is absolutely up to you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next explainer.